Hi, this is going to be a bit more of an in-depth video all about Google Forms and how you can use them in your platform. There's loads of different uses. I use them all the time. Just to show you a few examples of where I use them, we've got some things for ICT support, so they can fill in a form if it's ICT issues. The great thing about Google Forms is it then just sends me an email just to tell me what the issue is. So I've made another one for resources, so just a basic one for things that are really popular, really, so that people can book those out. Also for usernames and passwords for pupils, for online learning resources, it just helps to keep on top of that, really. And sometimes it's difficult to find me around the building if they've lost their password or can't remember it, so they can just fill that in and get onto their resources. We have a student liaison officer, and so they can contact her straight from Frog as well, so that's really useful. Again, it's difficult to find people around the building sometimes, or sometimes it's just awkward to go and speak to them in person, and this way she can go and contact them directly. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is a Google account, and they're free. I don't think you need an invite for them. If you do, get in touch and I'll send you an invite for it. But you can see I use it quite a lot for all kinds of different things. And we're going to create ourselves a new form. So let's just go to create, and we're going to choose form. It's really nice and simple. I'm only going to make a simple one now. I'm not even going to change any of the questions, really. Put do you like Google Forms? Question mark. Now you get loads of options that you can choose. You can have just a line of text, so they can write just one small thing. You can have a paragraph, so that will give them a bigger area to write in. You can have a multiple choice, and you can give them all the kinds of choices, and so on and so on. So I'm just going to check boxes. Option 1 is going to be yes, and I'm going to add an option that's going to be no. I'm going to make this question required, so they have to answer that question in order to carry on. So I'll just click done there, and there's my question there. You can add more questions. I can duplicate that one, and I can add another question. What would you use instead? I'm not sure what the answer to that would be. I'm sure there's plenty out there. So I'm not going to make that a required question because some people might not have an opinion on that. So, I'll leave that there. If I want to move them around, I can just move them up and down quite nice and easy. So this is going to be called, I don't know, Google Forms. I can include something in here if I really want it to be really helpful. This is a survey about Google Forms. I noticed on a few of my last videos that the clicks on the mouse are really loud, so I'm trying to be good and not use the clicks on my laptop. So I apologise if that was annoying on the last video. So now I've got my Google form, and this is the questions I'm going to ask. I've got some different types of questions, a checkbox and just a simple text. I don't want this one, so I'm just going to put this in the bin. So I want to discard the question. So I've got my two questions now. Now I'm going to make a theme for this. So if you just click on theme, you get loads of different choices. Some of them are really nice and simple. Some of them are a bit distracting, to be honest. So I'm just going to choose something really nice and simple. There we go, that will do me nicely. So I like that, so I'm going to apply. It saves it straight away for you. You don't need to do anything to it at all. If you want to add anything else, you can just add a new item up here. You can email this form to somebody. You can check on the responses. I'm going to go to more actions because I'm going to do two things. I'm going to edit the confirmation, and this is what they see once it's actually been filled in. So thanks for telling us about Google Forms. Okay, and I'm going to save that. So that's what people will see once they've filled in the form. You can fill it in with your own thing, obviously. So now I want to embed my form, but it would be nice if I could see it first. So down here you get to see your published form. So if I click on there, this is what my form will look like, and I'm happy with that. So I'll just go I've lost it there. There it is. I go back to there, and I'm going to go to embed, and it gives me this iframe code here. So I'm going to just copy that, and I'm going to go into my frog page here. So I'll just use this page, and if you've seen any of the other videos about embedding things, this is the same method really. So I'm going to use a text and pictures widget, just because it's nice and plain and it'll fit nicely in there. I'm going to then just paste in my code that I've just copied from Google Forms. So there's my code, and then I'm just going to strip the formatting on that, and there's my form there for me. Now I can resize this. I can bring it in a little bit for the sake of stretching out the page. Sometimes on Frog it just stretches out the page a little bit, and you can stretch it down a little bit. Sometimes these scroll bars are a bit too long, so you can change that in the code itself. If you're feeling really ambitious, you can actually change the size. So it says here the height and the width. So if you really wanted to, you could change the numbers in there. But for today, I'll just stick using the boxes. So I'm going to have it about that wide. That's fine. I'll click OK, and then I'll save and close, and then I've got my form in a page. So that's really nice and easy to do. And then it's going to email me each time I get a response to my form. You can change that. It doesn't have to respond each time. You might have something that gives you an awful lot of responses. You don't want an email every single time. So that's one way of doing it. You can also just close that. You can also just link to it. So by going to your link at the bottom where you can see the published form, I can just copy this URL at the top, and then I can go back into my Frog page. I'm going to delete this Google Forms here, and I'm going to use, just for a change, I'll use notes. Okay, and I'll edit that. Click here to fill in the survey, and I'm going to highlight the text, and I'm going to link. And I'm going to link it to a web page, and I'm just going to paste in that URL that I copied before. You can choose it to open in a new browser. I'm not going to in this case actually. I think it will probably be about the right size to fit into the page as it is. So I'll just click OK. I can tell it's a link because it's underlined and it's changed colour without me doing anything, so it must be. And then on the page it'll always, links are always blue and they're underlined. So you can then just save the page and click on your link, and there it is in Frog for you. So two different ways of using Google Forms, loads of different uses for it. I'm sure you'll find your own, but if you want any ideas of how to use it, let me know, and I've got loads of things going on with them. So I hope that helps. I hope it's a useful resource that you can use. Okay, thank you.